Everybody, I'm here to help you out with your SGO final data analysis. Right now, this is what my worksheet looks like here, where I just have the students organized by last name there. Now I have them as numbers for confidentiality, but as we'll see in a little bit, we're going to change this around to make it easier for us to work with. So in my last video, I had everything set up where I had my starting points, got to my starting point average. Again, this is how I did it. And then I was easily able to put them into a low, middle, and high group based on their starting points there as we color-coded. Since then, I've come in and I put in my benchmarks, 3 of them, and then my final assessment as well. And now I'm at the point where I need to check to see if they've met their goal or not. Now, in order to determine that, I have to go back to my SGO document, which I have right here for us. I have a high, a medium, and a low group, and each one of those had a target score. So I've just written this in here, nice and easy for me. The high group, which has 7 students in it, has a target goal of 90%. The medium group, of which there are 10, has 80%, and the low group, which has also a 7, has a target of 70% there. So the first thing I'm going to do is try to figure this out. Now it's hard to look and say, well, does this person who got an 84, did they meet theirs? I'd have to look back and compare it to their SGO group, their preparedness group, one by one. I don't want to have to do that if I could avoid it. So what I do is I go to the Data tab on top, I go to Sort, and I want to sort by their preparedness group. Now I have all of my highs together, all of my lows together, and all of my middles together. Now it's much more easy to come in and just say, okay, for this high group, I know my target score is a 90, so I can just come in and say, okay, yes, yes, no, yes, 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 no. Now I'm saying yes because they have higher than a 90% there. So of those 7, 5 actually met the target there. All right. Now what percent is that? Well, that's pretty easily found just by saying equals the number met divided by the number in the group. And now I can easily see 71.4% of them met the target. Now I could come in and do some more analysis here and make it a little bit more clear. By doing some more conditional formatting. I could do highlight cells rule, and if it's greater than 90%, I could fill those with green. And now I see that these, and I should have picked a darker color green, but these 5, oops, it says greater than, not greater than or equal to. I might come in and fix that because in fact greater than is okay. Let's see, a quick fix to that. If I just put in 89.9 because there's no greater than or equal to, and I set those as green. Now we'll also include that 90% as well, telling me that clearly these 2 did not meet it. I could do the same thing with my low group. Now my low target was a 70%. So let's see, yes, 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 yes. That's a no. This person got a 65, which is not meeting the target, and then a yes. So in the low group I have 6 that met it. And in the middle group, my target was an 80. So let's see. Yes, 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 yes. And my last student there is a no. So of those 10, 9 met the goal. And instead of writing the equation 2 more times, I can just select the bottom right corner and drag down. And now I can see 90% of my middle group made it. 85.7% of my low group made it or met the target. Now, as far as the scale goes, I need to assign a value, a number, to each one of these high, medium, and low groups. In order to figure out what that number is, again, I go back to my SGO document. Now, if I got 5 students, exactly 5 out of the 7, then that will give me a 3. If I got less than that, I either get a 2 or 1. If I get more than that, I get a 4, and that's only for my high group because each group got a different designation for that. So as I look at my high group, oops, sorry about that. My high group has 5 of the 7, and that tells me that they get a 3, or I got a 3 for that group. As far as my medium group, if I had 9 out of 10, that gives me a 4, and 6 out of 7 for my low group also gives me a 4. Okay, so I know that I have a 3 and 2 4s. I can't just take a numerical average of those though, because as you see, I don't have the same number of students in each group. So how I go about figuring out what that score should be is I use the tiered SGO calculator. Now the tiered SGO calculator has it set up for 3 groups, as you see here. They're just called group 1, 2, and 3, but it's, in my case, it's a high, medium, and low, or high, middle, and low. I have 7 students in my first group, and I got a 3 on that one. If I had 10, I did have 10 students in my middle group, and I got a 4 on that one, 7 in my third group, and I got a 4 on that one. Now all these other numbers down here, this is the weight. In other words, 21.16 repeating percent of my students were in this high group. Just as 29.16 repeating percent of my students were in the low group, and 41.6 repeating are in this middle group. So this row here is the weight, or the percentage of students in each one of the groups. And then all I have to do is get this value here, which is my weighted score, 0.875. All it's really doing is it's taking the score times the weight, and it's giving me a weighted value for this group. Weighted value for this group, and a weighted value for this group here. And if I add all those up, I get my final score. So I can take this and make it a little bit smaller so I can split screen. Okay, and I pull up with that my SGO document, and I want to drag that over so I can see here. Gonna make it a little bit smaller. If I scroll down, okay, filling out the rest of this document, students at target score. Well, I had 5 in the high group, I had 9 in the middle, and I had 6 in the low. The target SGO score. The target SGO score was 90% there, 80% there, and 70% there. My weight, nope, I did that wrong, sorry. My teacher SGO score is 3, 4, and 4. Those are the values that I got based on what it says above in my SGO document. My weight, I'm taking directly from the tiered SGO calculator, so I have 0.2917 all around, and in my middle group it is 0.4167, and in the low group is also 0.2917. My weighted score is 0.875. For the high group, 1.667, and then in my low group, let's see, I can't remember it. It is 1.167. Okay, and then my total is going to be what I got right down there, just the sum of all those, 3.71. All right, and then I have everything that I need for this SGO document. Now, if I wanted to come back and just clean it up again, because keeping these documents set up like this, where it's organized by preparedness group, might not be the best way you want to do it. So if you want to just sort it by last name again, go back to data, sort, and you want to sort by full name, smallest to largest. In this case, because I have numbers, it's smallest to largest. Yours will say A to Z because you'll have numbers there. And then I have it in there, and I'm pretty much done with my SGO. That's it. Hope that helped, and if you have any other questions, let me know.